Part 47. The Black Technology Chat Group of the 10,000 Realms. Author, Huo Dong. Chapter 461. 461 Chapter 461 Deal reached. Chapter 461 Deal reached. For the things about the void, the aborigines of the mainland of Valoran are mostly vigilant, because most of the visitors to the mainland of Valoran are not good people. But today, Victor joined the group. The atmosphere made him feel the atmosphere of studying at the University of Science and Technology in Ziyuan, free to exchange science and technology and opinions. Victor wanted to promise that the research results were stolen, and the shadow of being abused always made him unable to let go, and he was happy to share his research results with others. At this moment, 10,000 Realms Science and Technology Chat Group came to the tip. Luke sent you an exclusive red envelope. Victor received the red envelope in the manner in the group announcement. On the desktop of his laboratory, several different stones appeared out of thin air. Every stone is different, like the magic stone that emits hot energy like magma, the blood drop stone with blood, the cryolite that is cold and air, the soul spar of the haze, etc., each of which exudes that makes him familiar. It's magical energy, Victor responded, and there was a similar wave in his hex energy crystal. And his only piece of hexagon energy crystal is not his own, but from his old classmates from Pit Wolf, the rich and handsome Jess. With so many researchable objects available today, Victor's icy mechanical appearance seems to have softened a bit. Red Queen, emoticon, there is a ghost, stop trading. Mr. L, don't mess. A moment later, a message popped up in the group. Victor sent Luke an exclusive red envelope. Red Queen, emoticon, deal reached, withdraw. The addition of the new group members became more active in the 10,000 Realms Science and Technology Chat Group, and Luzixon was asked by Red Queen to ask for a little red and then quit the chat. Little, your mother asked you again in the office, Luzixon spoke, and a little girl's virtual projection appeared next to him. He said happily, I also want to be numb. This little girl is a human image designed by Red and Little, which is similar to Red Queen but not quite the same. The appearance of Red Queen is entirely European and American style, and the red and small, more like the Chinese and European and American mixed look, is estimated to be influenced by Luzixon when designing. Luzixon said, when you have the qualification to enter the group, I will add you to the group. He tried before and pulled the red little into the 10,000 Realms Science and Technology Chat Group, but was rejected by the group system. There is a limit to the participation of this group. Obviously, the red and the small are still far from reaching the group standard. Well, Little will definitely work hard, Red Little nodded, Abba. My emotional library has been upgraded. Now I am working on a human emotion library, collecting various human emotions through the program the way is expressed. Yes, Abba believes in you. Luzixon encourages that if Xiao can improve this function, it means she can truly become a smart life. Not only that, but also in the transformation of human thinking and computer programs, it is also a huge breakthrough, and may be used in the future. Small, is there any official business to deal with? Luzixon asked, and the red little piss lists a series of things. This is a variety of things in the red letter group's office system. The trivial matter has been dealt with by Xioxioxio, and there are various programs and decisions. Luzixon can quickly review it. He looked at it roughly, basically no big problem. Abba, you have a private letter, Red shouted, and Luzixon had a video call option in front of him. Luzixon opened, opposite Suzhirong, and she asked, are you busy? The planes are arranged. Oh, I changed clothes, come right away. Luzixon just watched the group chat, almost forgot, and said to Suzhirong that she had to go to the father-in-law's house for dinner. His plane drove directly from Pengcheng to Modu. On the plane, Suzhirong and Luzixon said the interesting things they encountered today. Before dinner time, they arrived at the capital of Suzhirong. The mother-in-law Lurui smiled and said with a smile, "Is the busy man finally willing to come once?" "You are laughing, I always want to come, this is not tolerant and busy." Luzixen entered the door, and when he put on the shoes, the home tea burning machine began to work automatically. Since the introduction of quantum computers, their smart home system has been upgraded again. "I understand, you are the person who does the major event," Lurui said. "Come, sit first, the food is ready, just wait for her dad." "Dad is still in the company, it's time to work overtime at this point," Suzhirong said in a tone of blame. "Working overtime every day, I don't know how to pay attention to my body. I always say him, you don't know your father's temper, he prefers to stay in the company but these days are a bit late, the road is blocked," Lurui said. "The last time I came back, isn't the traffic of the Magic City not blocked? The Magic is one of the first cities to use our intelligent traffic management system," Suzhirong asked. "This is not a road repair, your magnetic cloud intelligent road launched by Penjiun Automobile last month. The Magic City Traffic Management Bureau announced that it would lay the main ring roads and trunk roads of the Magic Capital and also distributed it to several construction companies. This road repair, then it will not block it," Lurui said. "It turned out to be like this." Suzhirong has nothing to say. "The reason for the traffic jam for a long time is because of them, the construction period is inevitably a bit blocked, and it will be fine. May I give you a magnetic levitation car? What style do you like? Or send your dad, he is more interested." Luzixen and others waited at home in the middle of the night, the food was finished, and Sushi came home. "It's really blocking me, it's a little bit blocked at night. What kind of construction company is laying smart roads? Don't know what's wrong, road failure, I haven't moved a meter for 2 hours, Sushi complained a few words. "It's called, I don't know how to plan." "Dad, get rid of the gas, the food will give you a good heat," Suzhirong comforted. "This traffic will definitely be more convenient in the future. Also, the new road, just like the subway was built before, Sushi can understand." Luzixen stayed in Devil for a few days. In the past few days, Sushi and Lurui also slammed and asked Luzixen and Suzhirong when they planned to get married. In the early morning, Suzhirong's family, Luzixen just woke up, was preparing to wash. Red and Small appeared in front of him through the projection, said, "Abba, there was an incident last night, about the intelligent road." "What?" Luzixen asked as he brushed his teeth. End of this chapter. The Black Technology Chat Group of the 10,000 Realms. Author, Huo Dong. Chapter 462. 462 Chapter 462 Supervision Progress. Chapter 462 Supervision Progress. In the X city of X province, the X section of the expressway, due to the collapse of the intelligent road reconstruction, the road was interrupted, 4 people were injured and 1 person died. At present, the road section has been blocked, seriously affecting transportation. The city government said pay attention to the strict supervision and requirements of intelligent road reconstruction. Luzixen took a detailed look at the news reports. Road construction accidents often occur. This incident is directly related to the red letter group. Because the transformation of intelligent roads is the construction of the cooperative enterprises after the bidding of the local government, the responsibility is borne by the construction party. However, Luzixen studied the cause of the accident and found that it was mainly caused by the lack of experience of the construction unit on the intelligent road reconstruction and the imperfect engineering facilities. Of course, there are also construction safety measures that are not in place, workers negligent and so on. This is already the 4th intelligent road reconstruction safety accident. Red Xiaoxiao reminded that all the accidents listed these days are listed. Luzixen slammed his mouth and said, "I know that the transformation of maglev roads across the country is not a simple matter. From the reports of various places, the road reconstruction is not as smooth as imagined." Originally relying on Luzixen's plan, within 6 months, the Intelligent Magnetic Levitation Road will cover all first-tier cities in China. Within 1 year, it will cover first and second-tier cities. Within 3 years, it will cover the first, second, and fourth-tier cities, and it will have magnetic levitation sensing roads in most parts of China. In this way, the magnetic suspension vehicle of Penjiayun Automobile can be quickly promoted and spread to the whole world based on the domestic market. If the current construction speed is slow and prolonged, the accidents will occur frequently. If the magnetic levitation road cannot be perfected within 3 or 5 years, what is the use of the magnetic levitation vehicle? Small, arrange the plane, go to Pengcheng today, Lu Zixin commanded. Okay, Abared Xiao immediately informed the Lu Zixin's private crew of the message and immediately began preparations. Lu Zixin simply cleaned up and said goodbye to his father-in-law. As for Suzhirong, I flew to the island country yesterday. Pengcheng, the Intelligent Magnetic Levitation Reconstruction section of the expressway, Lu Zixin personally came to investigate. The Magnetic Levitation Road of Pengcheng was built by Hongxing Group and Zhongnan Construction Group. The Hongxing Group invested and the Zhongnan Construction Group was responsible for the construction. At the Penjiayun Automobile Conference, Guo Chu, the CEO of Zhongnan Construction Group, decided to participate in the project. The Red Letter Group itself wanted to explore the profitability of this new road. So the two sides hit it off and carried out the intelligent magnetic levitation in Pengcheng. Road reconstruction. Pengcheng is an economic big city in the south and an important transportation hub from north to south. It can connect all the big cities in the country. First of all, Pengcheng's magnetic levitation intelligent road is completed, which can be seen all over the country. The magical effect of the new road, Guo Chu, the CEO of Zhongnan Construction Group, said next to the construction site. If it was in the past, he appeared on the construction site. It must be a bunch of engineers, management, and supervision around him. But today, it is the CEO of Zhongnan Construction Group and several senior managers, accompanied by several senior executives of Lu Zixin and Penjiayun. Octopus, be careful, there are many sundries on the construction site, and several bodyguards lead the way. No, Lu Zixin's skills are more agile than they are, and they walk very fast. Behind Guo Chu and others, they can speed up to keep up. On the construction site, several large cranes and loaders are under construction. The workers must first clean up the original roads, the central green belt, the two sides of the fence will be pushed down, and then the magnetic suspension sensor board will be laid, and various electronic equipment and induction equipment will be assembled. This is the B9 construction section. The progress is still relatively fast. Like this laying, can complete hundreds of meters a day, an engineer next to him said. Hundreds of meters, Lu Zixin brows slightly wrinkle, asked, so how long will all the reconstructed sections of Pengcheng be completed? This, the engineer called out the data of the smart glasses and said, if there is no accident, the highway reconstruction will take 5 months, and the urban road reconstruction will be slower, which is estimated to be 8 months. Lu Zixin nodded and felt that the progress was slow. He turned to ask the Eastern Martyr, is there any way to improve the construction speed? Everyone looks at the east, and it is said that this is the chief design and engineer of Penjiayun Maglev Vehicle and Magnetic Levitation Intelligent Lane. Dongfang was wearing the engineer's clothes and wearing a safety helmet. He pointed to the construction site and said, this construction is too slow, a construction machinery will be transferred for half a day. Many constructions have to be completed by human resources. It is really too backward. Oriental Master, I disagree with what you said. Guo Chu is not happy, retorted, the strength of our Zhongnan Construction Group is one of the best in China. These construction machinery are top-level construction machinery, workers are professional, and these engineers are top engineers with extensive experience. We are laying the speed of the magnetic levitation intelligent road, dare not say the country's first, the top 3 absolute row. Octopus should know that the country is laying, so many projects are postponed, accidents, only us, So far there have been no problems, everything is in accordance with the project plan. Lu Zixin agreed, the strength of the Central South Construction Group is indeed very strong. Dongfang is a mechanical family. I feel that this backwardness is normal. Lu Zixin has to give Guochu a little face. These machines are too cumbersome and have a single function. What time is it? I really didn't think that the construction machinery is so rubbish. Dongfang said that he did not go through the mind, did not give the face of the person at all, or that he did not care at all. Give others face. Guozone, Dongfang's speech is a bit straight, don't mind, Lu Zixin said. Don't mind. Guochu said that he didn't mind, but how could he not mind? He immediately asked, these construction machinery are all ordered from Yuzhou Construction Machinery Group. It is absolutely world class. You said it can't, is there any better? Yuzhou Engineering Machinery Group is currently the largest construction machinery enterprise group in China, and the world's top 500 enterprises. The quality and performance of its construction machinery need not be said. This is the world-class construction machinery, the East had he too, with a little disdain. Everyone in the room was speechless. What was wrong with this engineer? So the construction machinery of Niu Fork still looked down. If you want to change to a smaller construction group, you can't get such a construction machine at all, and don't talk about building a magnetic levitation smart road. I want to say that there should be more powerful construction machinery. Such a road can be laid a few kilometers a day, Dongfang said. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Black Technology Chat Group of the 10,000 Realms. Author, Huo Dong. Chapter 463. 463 Chapter 463 Chapter Heavy Industry Machinery. Chapter 463 Heavy Industry Machinery. How many kilometers a day? The engineers of Zhongnan Construction Group were dissatisfied. If ordinary roads are rebuilt, we can do it a few kilometers a day. But this time it is a magnetic levitation intelligent road. The work of laying magnetic levitation induction board is relatively simple. It is equipped with various sensors and smart equipment, as well as laying wireless charging equipment and safety protection equipment. The construction machinery is so flexible and intelligent, you have to rely on manual coordination. It's too weak. Dongfang still disdain, said, if it is the engineering machine I designed, 90% and above can be done mechanically, and labor only needs supervision and operation. Do you also design construction machinery equipment? Someone asked. Of course, there is no mechanical design that I won't, said Dongfang. Let's blow a few words. Lu Zixin pressed his arrogance and said, he has always said this. Young people, understand. Guochu hit the round road. Lu Zixin went to the main construction site and probably got to know. This is what Guochu said, Guozone, construction safety must be guaranteed. I don't want any problems with our new road construction. This is of course, there will be no accidents, Guochu promised. In addition, in terms of engineering construction, we can find ways to improve the speed. For example, in engineering machinery, Penjiun machinery has developed well recently and has a lot of convenient tools. I understand. I will look back when I look back. Guochu thought that Lu Zixin was selling Pengyun Machinery's products to him. He thought that if there is no problem, the group can also place an order at Penjiun Machinery and sell Lu Zixin has a face. Li Zixin said that he left the construction site and said to the Oriental, do you remember what you said? What, anything I said. The East is a stunned emoticon. Little, let him listen. Lu Zixin finished. The red little directly played the words of Dongfang. If it is the engineering machine I designed, more than 90% of the work can be done mechanically, and labor only needs supervision and operation. This is what I said. What happened? Dongfang didn't want to accept it. The cow that was blown out was the water that was poured out and could not be recovered. Lu Zixin smiled at him. The water that is poured out can also be recovered. The oriental cockroach stretched out his hand, and his arm immediately turned into liquid and flowed to the ground, but immediately recovered and turned into a human arm. "Don't play with me," Luzixin said simply. "Next, you will stay at Penjayun Machinery and design some practical construction machinery. Efficiency, as you said, can make their construction efficiency a few kilometers a day." "Daddy, are you going to set me up?" Dongfang was not convinced. "I didn't say good last time designing a magnetic levitation car, let me go out for the waves." "Well, that was a few months ago," Luzixin asked. "Are you still not enough?" "Little, what major events have he done in these months?" Red Little immediately reported, "On the 1st of last month, I participated in the ex-new singer Haichuan on the spot, the judges were junk and were eliminated. They are really rubbish, don't understand music," Dongfang explained. "On the 14th of last month, live broadcast on the XX platform on the same day, hundreds of thousands of cash red envelopes were sent to netizens, and the news was also released." "It's only a few 100,000, it's all my pocket money," Dongfang said indifferently. "On the 26th of last month, I participated in the XX racing competition in the United States, won the championship and broke the world record. This is my normal entertainment activity," Dongfang said. "On the 3rd of this month, go to Las Vegas to gamble and put 7 people into the hospital. That doesn't blame me, those guys overestimate one's capabilities, want to blackmail me, I will teach them a little. I know you, I am a little more serious, they don't have any residue." Dongfang shrugged, "It doesn't matter. Red and small, how do you always tell me, in a strict sense, you should call me a big brother," said Dongfang. "Hey, I only listen to ABBA." Red Xiao Xiao made a scornful voice. "Okay, Luzixin is too lazy to listen to it, but fortunately, his strength is already strong enough, and these things that the East has provoked can be easily solved. As long as the East does not reveal some of the super science and technology, it is a small problem. Penjayun Machinery will hand it over to you, the main research and development aspects, heavy industry machinery and equipment. Simply put, let our construction progress increase dozens of times." "Okay," Luzixin said. "Okay," Dongfang reluctantly agreed to come down. Penjayun Machinery is a wholly owned subsidiary of Penjayun Automobile Group. The history is relatively long within the Hongxing Group, which is earlier than the first electric vehicle of Penjayun. At the beginning, Penyun's first motor was designed by Penyun Machinery. Later, some mechanical designs also included Penyun Machinery's participation. After Penjayun Motors was on the right track, Luzixin thought about letting Penjayun Machinery develop. Made by science and technology, there is absolutely no industry base. In addition to the precision machining represented by machine tool technology, there must be a strong heavy industry strength. One of the major points is the large construction machinery. All aspects of construction machinery, such as this road construction, such as mining of mineral resources, construction of large-scale industrial facilities. The Red Letter Group is a leader in the field of computer electronics science and technology. Similarly, Luzixin wants to be a leader in heavy industry. Throughout the 10,000 Realms Science and Technology Chat Group, such as Tony Stark, such as Bruce Wayne, have strong industrial strength, so that they can create powerful equipment. Luzixin also participated in the design and manufacturing process of the first batch of large-scale engineering equipment of Penjayun Machinery. He was mainly responsible for proposing suggestions and controlling the direction, so as to avoid any things that Dongfang Hao designed. "The first large-scale construction machinery we designed has 3 main models," said Dongfang Yu. "The first model, the Oriental Iron Armor Construction Vehicle, this is a special engineering vehicle that can travel in complex terrain such as hills and mountains. It has a heavy load and can carry various engineering equipment to complete transportation, excavation, bulldozing, etc. engineering work." In front of Luzixin, a holographic projection of an engineering vehicle appeared. From the outside, there is not much difference from other engineering vehicles. The difference is in terms of mechanical power. It will use the most powerful motor of Pengyun machinery, and the power will reach a terrifying value, which can be used with hydraulic shovel, digging bucket, and other engineering equipment, which is convenient and practical. The operating system of this special engineering vehicle is also more convenient than the engineering vehicle. Intelligent controllers are used in many places to reduce the difficulty of operation and improve the safety factor. End of this chapter. The Black Technology Chat Group of the 10,000 Realms. Author, Huo Dong. Chapter 464. 464 Chapter Promotion. Chapter 464 Promotion. The second one is a smart road modified car specially designed for laying magnetic suspension intelligent roads. It is bigger in size, and only needs to put the materials in place. It can lay its own magnetic suspension intelligent road, which is 10 times faster than conventional construction. Although this construction machine is a special type, the current magnetic suspension intelligent road reconstruction in the country has just begun. Luzixin believes that when the construction group see its powerful functions, orders will not be less. The third paragraph is the most powerful construction machine of this time. I personally designed it and called it the Optimus Arm, said Dongfang's proud introduction. The inspiration comes from the arm of Optimus Prime's boss. The main structure is a huge robotic arm. Luzixin has a model of the Optimus Arm in front of it. From the outside, it is a robotic arm that can flexibly turn and realize the functions of grabbing and carrying. When the robot is equipped with other large accessories in front of it, such as a drill bit, it can become a drill. With a bucket, you can become a large forklift. Its most distinctive feature is its flexibility and convenience. It can be used together with special engineering vehicles. Through the machinery, the human hand becomes a huge robotic arm with dozens of tons of work. The robotic arm can be precisely operated and accurately positioned, which makes it much more convenient than a crane. For example, to lift a large equipment, the crane needs to be prepared for a long time before it can be slowly constructed. But if you have such a powerful robotic arm, you can grab the job directly. It is simple operation to make construction that is complicated and troublesome. Be creative and make it as soon as possible, Luzixin praised. After January, Zhongnan Construction Group Headquarters. Guo Chu, who is nearly 50 years old, is sitting in the office and is checking the latest project reports. During this period of time, the large project of Zhongnan Construction Group is the transformation of the magnetic levitation intelligent road. Last time Luzixin said that the progress was too slow. He tried to adjust the construction progress. The construction progress in the most recent month has increased by 20% compared with the previous month. Just to be quick, he can't do anything. Construction must not only meet the construction period, but also ensure safety and quality. If the red letter group is not rich and the funds are timely, they will not be able to do so. Guozone, Pengyun Machinery, invited us to visit outside the office. His young female secretary walked in and said, "It's really coming." Guo Chu remembered, Luzixin gave him the last time. "How about Pengyun Machinery?" he asked, and the female secretary, familiar with his habits, had already prepared the information. She opened the projection and printed the paper and said, "Pengyun Machinery Co., Limited was established in the same time as Pengyun Automobile Co., Limited. It is now a wholly owned subsidiary of Pengyun Automobile Group. The main products are automobile motors, small construction machinery. The main products and orders of Pengyun Machinery are directly supplied to Pengyun Automobile. There are only a few products for sale at present. They have never sold large engineering equipment. Never sold, that is, they want us to be their first buyer." Guo Chu thinks, the price of large construction machinery is not cheap. And it must be practical. Unusable machinery to buy is a pile of scrap iron, and it is easy to cause a safety accident. Pengyun Machinery did not make a name for construction machinery, which made him somewhat uncertain. The machinery procurement of Zhongnan Construction Group is generally to find the top heavy industry enterprises in China or abroad. This is really hard to do, Guo Chu said. I have to find Lao Bai and Lao Wang to discuss. He said that the two vice presidents of the group, soon, the three opened a remote projection conference mode for deliberation. Engineering machinery is not a joke, it is Penjayun machinery. We must also carefully consider, if their products are not closed, they can never purchase. Lao Bai's attitude is very clear, this aspect cannot be mixed with human interests. I have the same idea as Lao Bai. Although the Red Letter Group is now our big customer, some places can't be sloppy. Lao Wang first stated his position and then said, but the face is still to be given, go to two people to visit, just take a walk. If their products are not as good as other heavy industry companies, then we can't blame us. The hard old Guo took a trip. Now I am talking about the project with Lao Wang in Nigeria, Lao Zhang said. Haha, both of you are twice as black as before going to Africa, Guo Chu said with a smile. Right, how is the project in Nigeria going? Oh, not very ideal. Lao Zhang shook his head. What happened? It will not be clear for a while, and we will talk again in the evening. Now I am going to visit a local official. Well, talk at night. A few days later, Pengcheng Machinery Co., Limited welcomed several guests from Zhongnan Construction Group. Zhongnan Construction Group, current CEO Guo Chu, Chief Mechanical Engineer Yan Yud, Senior Technical Director Lai Yang and others. Although there is no expectation, Guo Chu still brought a professional technician, so that you can understand the product level of Pengcheng Machinery. After a simple welcome, they went straight to the theme and watched the new products that Penjayun Machinery recommended to them. Compared with other large mechanical heavy industry enterprises, Penjayun Machinery looks a bit shabby. There are no piles of large machinery, no mighty and domineering steel behemoths, which makes Guo Chu and others feel that they are not very reliable. Guozone, our products have never been pushed to the market. You are the first customers to visit Pengyun Machinery's staff introduced. Then we are really honored. Guo Chu said decent words, followed by them to the engineering machinery test site. When they arrived at the test site, they saw a huge engineering vehicle. The big wheel that is taller than the human, the steel body is like a behemoth, and it gives a shocking feeling from the outside. However, Guo Chu and others are still calm. They are the ones who have seen the market, and they have seen more construction machinery. From the appearance, this engineering vehicle is still the case. But engineering machinery does not look like appearance, but performance. Every mechanical design is related to the performance of the engineering vehicle, load capacity, horsepower, complex terrain stability, safety, and so on. This is our special engineering vehicle, which can be used in most complex terrain construction to realize transportation, construction, and other functions. The staff introduced. Its indicators are far higher than the best similar projects on the market. Car Yan Yanda wants to come to the relevant data of the engineering vehicle, carefully study and find that the data is indeed excellent, but there is exaggerated suspicion. After all, only the actual operation can know whether it is really practical. The experimental data does not explain the problem. End of this chapter. The Black Technology Chat Group of the 10,000 Realms. Author, Huo Dong. Chapter 465. 465 Chapter 465 must be sold to me. The 465 chapter must be sold to me. Special engineering vehicles can be connected to the Quantum Information Network. After accessing our engineering machinery intelligent private network, we can complete various complicated operations through quantum computers. The engineering vehicles are equipped with various sensors such as gravity, sound, and light. Hearing this kind of engineering vehicle can also use quantum intelligent control. Guo Chu and others have come to interest. Who doesn't know, the hottest thing in the world is the quantum intelligence of the Red Letter Group. Almost all industries are undergoing intelligent reform and development. Nowadays, This kind of intelligence can also be applied to large construction machinery. They are very curious. "Can I go up and experience it?" asked Yan Yud. Of course, after the staff agreed, he went up to experience the special engineering vehicle of Penjayun Machinery. General engineering vehicles are difficult to operate and must be operated by professionally trained drivers. Yan Yanda is a mechanical engineer himself, proficient in the operation of various large machinery. But he didn't take long for the engineering car to feel the convenience of intelligence. This special engineering vehicle can be unmanned. Moreover, some engineering machinery operations can be directly commanded by the intelligent system. Through the ultra-high precision sensor, the mechanical operation is in no way inferior to the experienced manual operation, even in the subtleties. Guozone, this is a good thing, at least from the operating mode. It is much better than the engineering cars we have now. With this thing, any driver can become a master, I was surprised to say Guochu. They do engineering construction and know that experienced drivers and general drivers are very different. Some people have a monthly salary of 10,000, and some people can earn a monthly salary of 100,000. The gap is not visible on the surface, but it will be obvious in the course of actual operation. This special engineering vehicle equipped with an intelligent system can greatly reduce this technology gap and make the construction more convenient and smooth. "I know, there is a surprise," Guochu said with a smile. "Penjayun's brand is really not blowing." He didn't have much hope, so the special engineering car gave him a little expectation. Yes, Penjayun Machinery is not as good as other international heavy industry enterprises, but the intelligently controlled construction machinery is definitely a highlight. This is not our most powerful product, Lu Zixin, who just came from the Red Letter Electronics Group. "Octopus," Guochu shouted. "What magic weapons do you have? Can you see me?" "Of course," Lu Zixin said. "I didn't mention speeding up the progress of the project last time. This time our designer really designed a magic weapon. Specially adapted to the magnetic suspension intelligent road modification car, belong to super large machinery. Let me see." A group of people came to the manufacturing factory. Under the high shed, it was a huge behemoth of steel casting. The magnetic levitation intelligent road reconstruction vehicle is composed of 4 parts. For the convenience of transportation, these 4 parts can be separated and have an independent motion system. In the actual project, these 4 parts can be combined by the one-key control system, and the middle mechanical structure is extended to become a 4-lane road-wide road reconstruction machine. Even with the industrial robot designs such as the Robotic Oriental and RI-8901, this magnetic levitation intelligent road reconstruction vehicle also cost tens of millions of research and development costs. The small mechanical mechanisms involved, the power facilities, the operating system, etc., each of them is a technological advancement. Compared to this large magnetic suspension intelligent road reconstruction vehicle, people stand below, there is not half a wheel high. So from a visual point of view, it is very shocking. "Great, majestic, steel behemoth," Guochu praised. "How does this remodeling car work?" The staff introduced. "We are now carrying out the magnetic levitation intelligent road reconstruction, usually first pre-laying the road, such as leveling the road, arranging the cable lines, etc., then installing the magnetic levitation sensor board and various sensing equipment, and some roads are still to lay a car wireless charging device. These series of actions need to be repeated on the road, and there can be no mistakes to complete. This type of construction takes time and labor, and with our specially designed retrofit car, only the filling material is needed, and the modified car can be automatically modified. Clean the road, install the sensor board, sensors, charging equipment. These processes have been recorded in the operating system, as well as safety monitoring, quality monitoring, etc. The mechanical device of the modified car can accomplish these tasks 100 times faster than the manual efficiency. There is such a magic, then the efficiency of our road reconstruction cannot be improved by dozens of times. Guo Chu and others do not believe that if there is such an artifact, their project progress can be advanced as the opening. If you don't believe it, we can try it on the spot, Lu Zixin said. There is a test road here. Try it, Guo Chu immediately agreed. The staff started the transformation of the car, 4 parts, each part if a large engineering vehicle, respectively, traveled to a specially constructed test road. Starting to merge, every 2 parts of the modified car are located on one side of the road, and the mechanical structures extending from the middle are combined to form a construction mechanical device with a large cross-sectional area. Subsequently, the modified car began the first step and cleared the road. Above the refit vehicle, the staff will reload the magnetic suspension sensor board, various sensors, cables, electrical equipment, etc., which have been prepared for a long time. The modified car began to be installed automatically, and the mechanical device was running in an orderly manner. The original ordinary road surface was installed with a piece of magnetic levitation sensor board, and various lines were also hidden in the pipeline under the road. This machine is simply God, several engineers from the Zhongnan construction group screamed in surprise, so that a modified car would be worthy of an engineer and a dozen workers, and also needed construction machinery. A series of processes, if they are completed, they can't do it in a few days. But with this remodeling car, they only need to control the remodeling car and dispatch the raw materials. It is not a problem for one day, and if 2 or 3 vehicles are started at the same time, the progress will be several times faster. This thing, we want it, Guo Chu immediately spoke, and he saw a huge commercial value hidden in it. There are still so many roads in the country to be upgraded and upgraded. In other countries, this machine is a tens of millions of people. He wants to buy more, and the cost savings and profits are definitely more than the purchase cost. Guozone, I haven't said the price yet, Lu Zixin said with a smile. What is the price of him, Octopus? Anyway, you must sell this good thing to me. Guo Chu can't wait to sign a purchase contract with Penjiun Machinery. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Black Technology Chat Group of the 10,000 Realms. Author, Huo Dong. Chapter 466. 466 Chapter Pilot Construction. Chapter 466 Pilot Construction. Ha ha ha. Lu Zixin smiled and said, you can rest assured that you are the first to visit this transformation machine, just for our cooperation project, and also sell it to you. Great, with this weapon, I guarantee that our project progress will be 10 times faster, Guo Chu was assured by Lu Zixin, smiled. What are you waiting for? Let's sign the order. Guos, don't worry, Lu Zixin said. We still have a baby that didn't show up. Would you like to see it first? Look, of course, look, I am looking forward to it, Guo Chu nodded immediately. The last product, naturally, is the proud work of the Oriental Dragonfly. When I saw the huge robotic arm, several people from the Zhongnan construction group were surprised first, and then they were puzzled. Yan Yide, a mechanical engineer, still first raised doubts. Excuse me, is this a mechanical model? Not that he doubts, but he can't believe that someone will make a large robotic arm that is more than 10 meters high. In today's construction machinery, such a big top is a crane arm. In front of this, it seems to be a bionic form of machinery that looks more like a large model. I saw this domineering model for the first time, Guo Chu praised. No, it is not a model. Behind the robotic arm, suddenly came out alone, it is the Oriental. He is wearing overalls, and he is still improving some of the flaws in the robot arm. Oriental Master, Guo Chu and others saw him, his eyes were bright, especially the mechanical engineers such as Yan Yud. Earlier, they thought that Dongfang was a relatively expanded mechanical designer. After seeing his two works today, their evaluation of Dongfangyu has changed from arrogance to genius. Is this robotic arm really capable of handling? Guo Chu asked. Of course, Oriental proudly introduced his work. The Optimus arm can do the operations that the conventional robotic arm can't do, and it is as flexible as the human arm. Conventional robotic arms are nothing more than crane arms, mechanical grippers, etc., which can perform some necessary engineering operations. The larger the robot arm, the more troublesome the operation, the more difficult it is to perform complex operations or precise operations. Even the gorgeous rhetoric did not have the on-site operation to be convincing, and the Oriental immediately began to control the Optimus arm demonstration. The Optimus arm itself is not an independent construction machine, but an accessory that is loaded on a construction vehicle or other large mechanical equipment. In addition to simple manual operation components, it also has a remote intelligent control mode for easy operation. On the virtual operation panel, you can operate by pressing the button or by voice command, gesture simulation, and so on. On the virtual operation panel, Dongfang gave a gesture of bending the arm. In synchrony with it, the huge celestial arm is also bent and makes a fist-like action. Then there are actions such as grabbing, moving, piling, drilling, etc., and only simple instructions are required. This powerful mechanical arm can change accordingly. This is amazing, just like a robot. Guo Chu and others look stunned. Have they ever seen such a large and flexible robotic arm that is so flexible? Those big cranes have to move the boom to operate for a while, and the function is more unique than the robotic arm. I really doubt that if I put it on the body, I am afraid that it is not an oversized robot, just like in the science fiction movie, Master of the East. You are the most powerful mechanical designer I have ever seen in the world, Yan Yuan sincerely sighed. Ha ha ha, a piece of cake, is to make a big robot, and it's hard to beat me in the East. The East smiled and laughed. Lu Zixin immediately gave him a warning look. These are the results of the unremitting efforts of our R&D staff and staff, Lu Zixin said. If Guo wants to inspect the goods, he can transfer it to the construction site to practice the drill. That would be best, so I can convince other directors of the group to purchase new equipment. Guo Chu immediately agreed. There are a lot of science and technology products. At the beginning of design, people will feel very good. However, when it comes to practical use, everyone finds that it is just a good taste. Maybe the cost is too high, maybe the actual operating space is small, etc. In short, it must be used to know whether it is good or not. Once Zhongnan Construction Group has to sign a purchase order with Penjiun Machinery, it is a big order of hundreds of millions, and Guo Chu is not a sloppy half-point. A few days later, 3 large-scale equipment were transferred to the construction site of the Intelligent Road. This is the new equipment, it looks so big, the workers talked a lot. What is mounted on the engineering vehicle? Is that a crane arm? How does it look strange? I heard that the foreman said that this new equipment, the construction volume of 1 day is worth 10 days, someone said. Who is it? Our equipment is already top-notch, our construction speed is first class, it can be 10 times faster with this guy, it can be 230%. I am burning high, the leader said. The group has been reducing the construction period and ensuring quality. This is very stressful for the construction team. Many workers have not rested for a long time, and some are even tired and want to resign, and the processing resources are not dry. I have been at the construction site for more than 10 years. I have never seen such equipment. I don't know if it is good or not. In their attention, new equipment began to assemble, and several Penjiun Machinery instructions were teaching workers and operators to operate new equipment. From early morning to 4 p.m., it is close to work time, and the equipment is still in regulation. There is no progress today in this pilot site. I really believe in their evil. I wasted our day, I didn't do anything in a day, and the net was here. The person in charge of the office complained privately. When the time is delayed, the leader is me, it's also my bonus. I knew that I wouldn't agree to the pilot, and I don't know if they have to waste a few days. He finished, and someone shouted over there, "Wang Gong, the equipment has been adjusted, you can start construction. Tune it up, let's get started, and drag it for a while, it's dark," Wang Gong shouted. Several instructors from Penjiun Machinery gambled with the whole process, and the new equipment was smart and simple to operate, but it was a little difficult for these workers to master within a few hours. You should know that the operation of large-scale mechanical equipment is usually a matter of months or even years. The engineering vehicle is loaded with magnetic suspension sensors, cables, circuit equipment and other materials. The mechanical arms mounted on the engineering vehicles are used for handling and control, and are placed one by one on the road modification vehicles. The construction of the huge road reconstruction vehicle began, and the mechanical roar sounded on the scene. The workers were nervous and curious to watch in the distance. End of this chapter. The Black Technology Chat Group of the 10,000 Realms. Author, Huo Dong. Chapter 467. 467 Chapter Blueprint. Chapter 467 Blueprint. The road remodeling car started to work, and all its parts were all running, and the operation equipment was running at the same time. It seems that there are hundreds of workers working at the same time, and the speed is amazing. Moreover, under the coordination of intelligent control technology, each part can be properly matched with other components without any artificial error. As a result, the construction efficiency becomes extremely high. The road remodeling car is slowly moving forward, and on the road it drives through, it is a brand new magnetic levitation intelligent road. Uniform and uniform magnetic suspension sensor board, smooth road surface, construction completion is definitely no worse than any construction team. I drop a slap, Wang Gong looked at the scene and couldn't help but swear. Is this too good for his mother? The workers are also tisk, good guys, there is more to do than this one. The most tiring work in the future, we don't have to do it. Stupid brat, let the machine do the work, don't you worry about losing your job. The machine is working hard, we are doing technical work, what are we afraid of? This transformation car is fast, but there are a lot of workers to start before and after, and there are repairs and maintenance, and these don't all come to people. Moreover, when there was no such thing before, there was no such thing as a maglev road reconstruction. It makes sense. From 4 p.m. to 5 o'clock in the afternoon, just 1 hour, the remodeling car will advance the transformation process that the construction team will take a day or two to complete. Wang Gong, who had doubts and complaints about this before, has become a cultivator of new equipment. Everyone praises the new equipment and asks the leader to leave the equipment in their group and let them take the lead. After trial use, the progress of the project site of the pilot site took the lead and the progress of other construction sites was directly reduced. Upon seeing this, Zhongnan Construction Group decided to purchase orders from Penjiun Machinery, amounting to hundreds of millions. This is not their impulsive moment. With such a convenient construction machinery, Zhongnan Construction Group can grab more projects in the National Maglev Intelligent Road Reconstruction, a profit. With the first batch of orders, Penjiun Machinery can also formally invest in the large-scale production of construction machinery. Not only that, but they also promote their new products in various ways. The first Zhongnan Construction Group that ate crabs used less than 10% of the original plan to complete the magnetic levitation intelligent transformation of the Peng City's main road. This made the major construction group see good results, so they flew to Penjiun. The orders for machinery are getting more and more. While Penjiun Machinery is making money using patented products, it is also developing new mechanical engineering products. At the same time, it also accepts the design and manufacture of difficult engineering machinery. In the following months, Penjiun Machinery has successively launched several medium and large-scale construction machinery, which can basically meet the needs of general engineering construction. It has been half a year since the launch of the magnetic suspension vehicle of Penjiun Automobile. During the past 6 months, major cities in the country have been upgrading roads. With the new mechanical power of Penjiun machinery, the progress has been much faster. Even in the fastest growing Pengcheng, Penjiun Maglev smart car has begun to receive reservations, and it is estimated that it will take a long time to see the new cars floating in the road. At the Red Letter Electronics Group, in the president's office, Lu Zixin is planning for Suzhirong's future. When the road upgrades in the country are completed, Penjiun Motor and Penjiun Machinery have sufficient capacity, we will choose a site and start building a Redna Science and Technology City. It is also the Science and Technology City of China and even the world. Put our high science and technology industries have all moved in, building the University of Science and Technology, the Science and Technology Industrial Park, the Science and Technology Pavilion, etc., a city that is fully intelligent and fully mechanically automated. Well, that day will not be too long. Suzhirong looked at Lu Zixin's face and said with full expectation, Red Letter Electronics, Red Letter Intelligence have formed a complete industrial chain, and our profits are among the private enterprises in China enough to rank first. Now, just waiting for Penjiun Automobile Group to grow up, this plan can be implemented. People's goals always change with the circumstances. In the past, Suzhirong never thought that he would have the idea to build the world's greatest science and technology capital. When she was in college, she only wanted to study hard, and she could go to father company in the future. Later, she thought about making Hongxin Electronics stronger, and now, Lu Zixin's goal has become her goal. Little, Lu Zixin screamed, and the red brain intelligence appeared in the office. You can now collect information and data about urban construction, site selection, and simulation analysis. This project is very large, and it is not too much to prepare for a few years from now on. Abba, I know. Red Zioxin immediately created a new mission, the construction plan for the Science and Technology Capital. Science and technology is a huge plan for Jianyuan, and Lu Zixin has to prepare for it. Africa, the continent of the Western Hemisphere, accounts for 20.4% of the world's total land area. It is rich in mineral resources and is the world's most important raw material exporter. In recent years, many Chinese businessmen are keen to develop this black land in Africa. There are many enterprises and groups engaged in business or mining and construction here. Huaxia Zongnan Construction Group has the Nigerian Ministry of Construction here. Nigeria is a country located in the southeast of West Africa, a large African country, the largest economy in Africa, and rich in mineral and oil and natural gas energy reserves. Old Guo, I haven't seen it for half a year. Zongnan Construction Group Nigeria headquarters. Guo Chu took the car, was welcomed by several colleagues. Haha, Lao Bai, you can now change your name to Lao He, Guo Chu teased the company's vice president Bai Tongzi. You don't laugh, you stay here for 2 months, maybe you are still darker than me. Bai Tongzi reluctantly said that he was 40 years old, 10 years younger than Guo Chu, and the skin in China was relatively white. After coming to Nigeria, I did surveys, tests, and business everywhere, and I took off a few layers of skin. Old Guo, I heard that our group is doing a good job in the country. I really envy you. I know that I have also returned to China, not to stay in this place where the birds are not smashed. Bai Tongzi pointed to the surrounding. It is said that the Zongnan Construction Group's headquarters in Nigeria is actually a small temporary residential area. There are very few public facilities and the surrounding environment is average. The conditions here are very difficult, Guo Chu said a lot, and said with emotion. You don't know, it was harder 6 months ago. Bai Tongzi shook his head. Our workers are not fluent in this language, and there are cultural differences between the local blacks, and the city construction and security are not very good here. All kinds of troubles continued. In the end, several Chinese companies applied for it, built a small town here, and lived by themselves. This is a little better, but compared to the domestic, it is really 100,000 miles. End of this chapter. The Black Technology Chat Group of the 10,000 Realms. Author, Huo Dong. Chapter 468. 468 Chapter 468 Chapter Construction Dilemma. Chapter 468 Chapter Construction Difficulties. Well, I saw it when I got off the plane. The infrastructure here is too weak. We have started to build smart roads in China. The coverage of ordinary roads is very low here, Guo Chu said with the same feeling, but this it also shows that the market here is very promising. But the business is not good. Bai Tongzi took him to the temporary residential area and said, in the past few months, we have had too many troubles and it was never thought of in China before. It's even worse now. The progress of the project has completely stopped. I can't continue. If this is the case, I think our group will have to leave Nigeria. So serious, Guo Chu frowned. This is not serious. The serious thing is not only all in vain, but also a blood loss. Guo Chu said this, the tone is somewhat resentful. The China South Construction Group has just entered the African market last year, starting with infrastructure in an area of Kaduna State in Nigeria. The project includes a long-distance road, a mid-transport railway and some urban areas. Since last year, they have begun to transport workers and construction machinery to Nigeria and have started construction work locally. It can be more than 9 months, and their progress has not yet reached 1/3 of what was originally conceived. The expenditure is already more than 3 times the budget. The difference in construction conditions here is simply something I have never seen in my last life, Bai Tongzi complained. The government management here is extremely chaotic. It's just a lot of waste when we run various procedures and manage all aspects effort. Even so, our safe construction conditions are not guaranteed. There are often robbers and thieves who are staring at us and stealing. Last month, 3 workers were injured. 1 worker almost died and is now sent back to the country for recuperation. Workers, the mood is not very good. Many workers are asking to return to China. And our construction machinery, once a few large machines were directly taken away by gunmen, and the loss will reach 10 million. Bai Tongzi is a bitterness in the stomach. He has been in peace for a long time in China. He feels uncomfortable here. Although Nigeria is the most populous country in Africa, security management is very bad. Because of poverty, tribes, beliefs, etc., armed conflicts occur from time to time in many places. As for the crime of robbery and extortion, it happens almost every day. In the eyes of criminals here, foreigners are rich people and are more likely to be their targets. These days, the people of the Central South Construction Group have not suffered much. In order to integrate here, they also specially trained local people to be bodyguards and laborers. Unfortunately, these people have limited roles. Those local workers are almost just coming to eat rice, grinding foreign workers, paddling water, running in danger when they are in danger, and the pit is still a group. Bai Tongzi took Guo Chu to see on the construction site. They were sitting on a modified off-road vehicle. The doors and windows were bulletproof. There were also bodyguards with guns on the car. This makes Guo Chu really feel that it is indeed dangerous to travel here. They went to see a railway that was built to transport mineral resources. In the vicinity, there is a huge iron mine, which is also mined by a Chinese company. The small half of the front of the railway is okay, it has been built, and every day, workers are responsible for testing and repairing. When it was interrupted, the construction was broken and no workers started. When Guo Chu and others arrived, they discovered that several black people were stealing things at the construction site. The black bodyguards in the car immediately got off the bus and shouted at them with guns. The talents ran wildly. These blacks are poor people in nearby villages or tribes, often stealing things, Bai Tongzi said in a helpless and sad tone. We don't care if we call the police, they can't help but help us if we hurt them, but they found the tribe, and a lot of people came to us to find trouble. One time I injured a few thieves, but we lost tens of thousands of pieces. Do you say that there is such a truth in the world? It really doesn't make sense. Guo Chu patted him on the shoulder and said, it's hard for you. Bai Tongzi continued, the project here has stopped. It is because of the recent robbery and wounding incident. Some workers are not willing to work here. Our excavators and cranes have also been stolen several times. I have to redeploy. And security is not guaranteed, and we are not good at starting. Guo Chu asked, how do other people do it, those other Chinese companies? Not all places are so chaotic. Bai Tongzi said, some places have good policing. Some enterprises have hired their own security teams. As long as they do not encounter large-scale armed conflicts, there is basically no problem. We also tried to do this and found that it was not at all. I was afraid that someone was deliberately confused. When I first came last year, the black bodyguards we hired were still dead. This project is too difficult to do. The domestic situation is so good, sometimes I want to go back to the country. Guo Chu knows that Bai Tongzi is under too much pressure during this time. He comforted, is this not to help you? No matter how difficult it is, we must finish this project. We have invested so much, and it is a huge loss halfway. In addition, this is also our experience in accumulating projects in Africa. For Africa, such a big market, it would be a pity to give up. You have to readjust the workers from the country and adjust the machinery. Bai Tongzi only complained a little and did not think about giving up. I am afraid, I will encounter the previous situation. You don't have to worry about this. We just ordered a batch of new equipment from Penjian Machinery. When the order arrives, I will transfer it directly here. Make sure you are shocked, the shortage of labor should be solved very well. Guo Chu said, you just said that someone might deliberately mess up. What is the situation? There is a Gola tribe in the vicinity, and the strength is relatively strong. Their chiefs are also overbearing. We are building nearby, and we have to give them benefits, but their chiefs are too greedy, and we don't give enough. I once hinted that it would threaten us to create chaos. I suspect that he is a ghost, Bai Tongzi explained. Guo Chu knows him. Bai Tongzi has always been conservative. He has some doubts, it is almost certain. This problem is really difficult to solve. Nigeria is not a truly modern country. There are many tribes in the country. In some areas, tribal chiefs have considerable power and even have their own armed forces. It is not uncommon for armed conflicts between tribes. Even if the local government allowed them to build here, the nearby chiefs would have trouble finding them, and they could do nothing. End of this chapter. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Black Technology Chat Group of the 10,000 Realms. Author, Huo Dong. Chapter 469. 469 Chapter Gola Tribe. Chapter 469 Chapter Gola. The matter of the Gola tribe was not well resolved. Guo Chu and Bai Tongzi discussed it again and again and decided to find another time to visit the chief of the Gola tribe. Guo Chu also made two preparations, and at the same time contacted Pengyun Machinery, and wanted to make some transformation design for the ordered construction machinery. Increase the safety of engineering equipment. Pengyun Machinery Manufacturing Co., Limited, Chief Mechanical Engineer Dongfang sees the latest design requirements and scorns, saying, I doubt the performance of my design products. With the horsepower of the Tiantian arm, even the tanks can be overturned. Hey, they want to ensure the safety of the driver, as well as prevent theft of machinery. Their local security is not very good, besides, they are not going to fight, the subordinate whispered. Well, then strengthen the metal shell and the strength of the glass robot arm. It's also very interesting to be a combat mode. The East came to the mood. He always wanted to set the Optimus arm like the real. The autos are as powerful and powerful. The subordinates had a cold sweat and once again stressed, hey, if the design is too fierce, it will not be sold at all. These days, the East has no less to do things. Some of the machinery he designed, the people in the factory are afraid to make, because some things are likely to have been military equipment. I said designing weapons. Dongfang's mouth swelled, said with a smile, I just changed the Optimus arm to be more flexible, plus several modes of operation. Nigeria, Kaduna State, a small and medium-sized black inhabited tribe, the Gora tribe. Guochu and Bai Tongzi brought their bodyguards and gifts and came to visit the chiefs here. On the way, the local introducer and Guochu introduced the rules here, lest he offended the chief. The full name of the chieftain is Henry Makur Twame Joelman Peony. Through the translation software, the translated chieftain has a long strip, and the syllable is as many as 40. 1. You will call his respected chief of Henry, said the introducer. Yeguochu nodded and asked, is there any jealousy? No, the Henry chief has lived in France for many years, just follow the international etiquette. International etiquette, Guochu still understands, he is relieved a lot. He is most afraid that the chiefs here have some messy rules that he can't handle. Along the way, Guochu is also observing the scenery of the Gola tribe. There are more than 30 villages in the jurisdiction of the Gora tribe. Half of the construction projects of the Zongnan Construction Group are exposed to these areas. In addition, the mining area of the Huaxia Mining Group is also within the management of their tribes. Guochu found that most of the villages of the Gora tribe are very poor, and the tattered buildings are not as good as some of the remote rural areas of China. Although the poor clothes are not covered, the food and shelter conditions of the villagers are very poor. It is no wonder that there are so many people who steal and rob. The village where the chieftain Gola lived was obviously different. It seems to be another world, tall buildings with reinforced concrete, horticultural flowers on the neat streets, star-rated hotels, high-end restaurants, and a highly developed tourist town. Bai Tongzi said, most of the property in this town belongs to the chieftain. You see, if it is for the domestic market, how much more money? Well, the Gora tribe actually has such a good place, Guochu said with emotion that the poor village he had seen before had a stark contrast with it. Good place, Bai Tongzi disdain snorted, this is a pit. We came to the last time, it was really pitted accommodation, food, it is a sky-high price. I found out later that these merchants know that we are Chinese, there is no place to eat and drink, deliberately selling so expensive. If the British, the French, it is much cheaper. There are some Europeans here. Guochu also noticed that there are some white people in this town. Before, Britain and France once colonized Africa, so now Africa is greatly influenced by colonial culture. They all learn from Europe. Many British and French multinational companies have great influence in Africa, and the treatment they receive is not comparable. They arrived at the residence of the chief of Henry, a super luxury villa with all the modern facilities. Before entering the house, there were also special bodyguards to check their cars and carry items, and in the villa, many white people were hired. A tall French housekeeper came to welcome them and said, several Chinese friends, Mr. Chief has been waiting for you in the reception room, please come with me. In the reception room, Guochu met the chief of Henry. The chief of Henry is 50 years old this year. Unlike the villagers who are thin and thin, his Gouda is very big. Wearing luxurious silk robes on his body, his neck, wrists, and fingers are all decorated with beautiful jewels, all of which are jewels. The two simply greeted and sent a gift for peace of mind. The chiefs of Henry just glanced at them and didn't care about the tens of thousands of dollars worth of gifts they sent. Finally, I talked about the problem of engineering construction. Guochu said, Mr. Chieftain, our Zongnan Construction Group is building in your land to help your development with roads and railways. The traffic here will be more convenient. Henry no emoticon, if nothing happened, this is your business, it has nothing to do with me. Guochu and Bai Tongzi looked at each other and Bai Tongzi said, Henry Chieftain, we are sincere with sincerity. Recently, we have been disturbed on our construction site and we have stolen our equipment. We hope that the chieftain can help us maintain law and order. Chief Henry put the jewels on his hands and said in English, to maintain law and order, that is the police thing, I can't control it, but if you destroy the natural environment of our tribe because of construction, then I will be in charge. Both of them felt embarrassed, and the chief did not intend to be better with them. At this time, the French butler next to the chief said, "Two friends of China, I heard that the Chinese people do the most attention to etiquette, and our chiefs also respect your courtesy. I think if the ceremony is over, the chiefs are very willing to help you." What he hinted at was very obvious, and the Henry chief had more benefits. Guo Chu and Bai Tongzi are very unhappy in their hearts, but they are not good. The last time they gave the benefit fee is already a big bleeding, and then give it, that is, the loss of construction, in vain to others. Henry Chieftain, I think our sincerity is already very obvious. We are here to do the construction of the project. We have already provided a lot of supplies to the Gola tribe free of charge, Guo Chu said with temper, and said, I hope we can both mutual understanding, security issues, we will also seek the help of the state government. End of this chapter. The Black Technology Chat Group of the 10,000 Realms. Author, Huo Dong. Chapter 470. 470 Chapter Head Snake. Chapter 470 Chapter Snake. Then you will find the state government to help. Henry smiled slyly and said casually, Connor, help me drop off. The steward Connor made a pose for the guest, Guo Chu, and Bai Tongzi angered and left the chief's house. Bastard, this Henry chief is a locust, just thinking about collecting. The tribe's civilians are so poor. We are engaged in construction and development here, but they blackmail us. The mouse is in the light, after the car, Bai Tongzi whispered. Guo Chu is also sullen, and he has never been so blatantly blackmailed in China or other developed countries. That country with a sound legal system does business, people are pits, and they also use rules. They also have legal channels to protect their rights. But here, this chief can threaten them with a lot of reason. Even if they want to go to court, local laws, local courts, they will favor each other, only lose a road, maybe they will be lost in the name of destroying the ecological environment, abusing labor, and so on. Their car is leaving the town, outside the town, far away to see a few engineering vehicles are starting, excavators, forklifts, and the like. On the body, there is also the logo of a certain heavy industry enterprise in China. That's our car. It really was robbed by them. Bai Tong was very excited. It's really the next. White, do you want us to go back and look for the chief? Henry to come back, asked one of the subordinates in anger. What else? People have been robbed, and he is expected to return it to you. Guo Chu is so sophisticated, although the atmosphere, but still be rational. Don't forget, it's just a trifle to hurt someone in the construction site. We have to contact the embassy for help. In addition, we still have to rely on ourselves to find a solution. What can we do? The embassy can't handle them. Guo Chu frowned and said, the machinery we ordered from Penjiun Machinery will be shipped from the freighter to Nitralia next month, and the new machinery will arrive, and then try to start. In the mansion of Henry's chief, Henry was smoking a big cigar on a comfortable sofa, and on the side, the young and beautiful white girl was helping him to gently massage his shoulder. Emirates, I don't seem to be willing to give money to the two Chinese people. Connor said, there is no sincerity in the gifts they brought this time, and they still want us to protect them. Hey, I have to listen to me. When I start work on my side, I can let them start work. They can start work. I don't want to. It is useless for them to find the state government. Henry coldly snorted and said. In this place, he is almost the emperor. He does not nod. No one wants to be a thing. The same are Chinese companies. They are not as good as the mining industry. Their money has already hit your Swiss bank account. Connor said that the extensive mining industry is the iron ore mine that Zhongnan Construction Group has built to facilitate the railway. Guangtu Mining is a large-scale multinational mining group in China. It has been a few years earlier than the Central South Construction Group. They understand the rules here and they will get better early. Look at them. Don't let them start smoothly before they pay management fees, Henry confessed. I will arrange it. Connor bowed down. Henry squinted and continued to enjoy the feeling of being in power. This is why he did not stay in Europe after he had a huge fortune, but returned to West Africa. In developed countries, there is a law everywhere, and here, the law is not everything, and his life is more comfortable. More than a month later, the construction machinery that came from the ocean finally came to the black land of Africa. This is the product of Penjayun machinery. It is very powerful, and it looks more shocking than the virtual projection. Bai Tongzi was the first to see the real thing, the intelligent high-powered engineering vehicle, the powerful Optimus arm. There are other mechanical tools like buckets that make him feel shocked. He personally went to the car to test various functions. When he discovered that these construction machinery can be intelligently manipulated, he was even more than happy. This is really a baby. How much labor can be saved, Bai Tongzi said, and some distressed, said, so good things, if it is destroyed or stolen, what a pity. Guo Chu said, people who listened to Penjayun machinery said that the mechanical equipment we ordered is equipped with a special protection system to protect the safety of builders and machinery. There is no chance to try it in China. How is it? A few days later, Zhongnan Construction Group relaunched the railway construction, and the most used Penjayun brand of large-scale machinery and equipment. During this time, they sought the help of the Chinese embassy in Nigeria and the local government. The local government promised to protect their safety and allow them to defend themselves under certain conditions. Of course, those people just verbally said that there is almost no real action. Now that they are working, they still have to rely on their own security team to maintain construction safety. On the railway ironwork site, the members of the construction team were one-third less than before the shutdown. That one-third of the people couldn't stand this daring job and applied to return home. With fewer people, the construction speed should have slowed down, but because of the arrival of new machinery and equipment, the construction speed is faster than before. A powerful mechanical function is worth the work of more than a dozen workers, and the workers found that the Optimus arm is very flexible and widely used. It's so cool, manipulating this celestial arm, just like you have an oversized robotic arm. Construction is as easy as playing, the controller of the Optimus arm said excitedly in the cab. He was also worried that he couldn't play this new device. Who knows that there is an aid to the intelligent program, and it takes a minute to get started, and the thief is slipping. Everyone is doing a good job. I promise that although you are working hard, you should not get less than one salary and welfare. On the scene, Guo Chu personally motivated the workers. Work here for 1 year, and get in the country a year. They pay a high salary to employees who are willing to come to Africa. This is a hard work and a risk. Guozone, you still go back to rest soon. The sun is hot here, maybe it will be dangerous, the subordinate whispered to remind him. What are you afraid of? We are legal and reasonable to start work. Can they still point their guns at us? Guo Chuhan blamed. The workers were relatively negative. If he was to show a scared look, he would only attack them. Confidence, there will be more people applying for returning home. Everyone just cares, our security team will protect our security. The local government has promised that if there is danger, we will send a military police to protect us. End of this chapter.